too. Just what's kind of the feeling from kind of getting back from that? The first day is this whole other thing. So what do you guys take away from a day like this?
I mean, it's just awesome to be back, and camp just started basically. It's just a great feeling to be back. Improving every day. First day you always get a couple communication errors and stuff in there. You clean them up day 2, but obviously there's still stuff to improve on. So that's what we'll be working on.
As many guys you got coming back amongst your group, do you feel like you have the bar set a little higher here at the start?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the bar is to be the best possible offensive line, and that's just a high standard to uphold, and that's something to work on every single day. You work on it individually, but then also as a group, you work on the communication, on the chemistry within the group, and that's something we just keep working on.
The pace out here feels very quick. There's like a lot happening very quickly. Kind of tell me about the efficiency of these practices and how quickly everything's going.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's just one period after the other. I mean, even if you mess up, 2 seconds later you're going to run the next play, and you get to make up for it. And then there's not too much time to think about it. You go out there, you know your plays, you run them, and then afterwards in meetings you go over your mistakes and you learn from them. But out here it's just one play after the other.
Bernhard, year 2 for you. How would you say from this point last year to now, in what ways do you feel like you have improved and grown as a player?
To be honest, really in every way of the game. I mean, I feel better physically, mentally, really settle in Indy. My wife and I love it here. And then as a player too, get a new coaching staff, a couple of different, philosophy changes. But I mean, at the end of the day, football is football. And so you work on your basics, and all off season, you've worked on your footwork, you work on your hand placement. And I think I've improved in all of those aspects. So I'm just excited for you too.
Are there any kind of differences between the coaching you got last year to this year on coaching wise?
I mean, every coach is a little bit different. Obviously, we had a great coaching staff last year, a great coaching staff this year. A little bit different, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about making the best football player out of yourself. So it's hard to tell.
What would you say you improved on most in the offseason? What was your main focus?
My main focus was just, gain some weight, keep my...
Look bigger.
Appreciate that. But at the same time, keep the speed and then just work on hand placement in the pass pro as well as also in the run game. And I think I've made strides in both of those, so just excited to show it now.
You feel like you're able to hit the ground running a little bit faster in year 2?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, year 1, obviously everything's spinning. You move down here, you're learning an NFL playbook for the first time. Everything's a little bit crazy. And year 2, it really is settled in for me personally. And
Bernhard, with Blake Freeland coming in as a rookie, obviously you were there last year. What advice have you given him, or how have you kind of tried to help him and be, the kind of that mentor figure for him coming in his rookie year?
I mean, I've just trying to tell him to be true to himself. I mean, take everything in you can, because you're gonna hear the coaches have different coaching points. You're gonna have different players talk to you about the way they do it. It's just important to to play into your strengths, and I think that's something that I learned too over the last year, that you cannot always do everything a different player can do. Obviously, there's different body types out there, even within the same position. Like a lot of tackles look very different. So it's just playing into what you're good in, and just keep working on your craft and work on your own game.
Bernhard, with the new coaching staff, what's the biggest changes you've seen on the offensive line?
It's hard to tell. I mean, obviously, it's a different coaching change. It's a coaching change, but it's a whole different year for me personally too. I mean, you get settled in your year 2. You don't have to get used to an NFL playbook anymore. So for me personally, I just feel so much more comfortable, which is a huge difference to last year. So everything is a little bit slower in my head at least, which allows you to play faster. So that's like the biggest difference to last year. But it's hard to contribute all that to coaching change, or just the difference between year 1 and year 2.
How have you seen Shane put his fingerprints on this team in general?
I mean, Shane is unbelievable. he really loves what he does. I mean, it's unbelievable. They just listen to him in meetings. I mean, he's in every single offensive meeting in there, and every time a play gets installed, he always has like 3 or 4 extra points on the blocking scheme, the routes, the QB timing. You can tell that he's obsessed with the game, and he really loves being here, which makes it even that much better for the players, to listen to him, to follow a head coach like him, and it's just a great start.
I heard EJ Speed and Brian Kelly both say they're just having fun out here. How have you felt that with the energy compared to training camp last year, that the energy is just fun here?
Oh yeah, it's so much fun this year. I mean, it's a fast-paced practice. We give it our all, and it's exhausting, but it's just fun. And plays happen fast, and you don't always have time to look back. So you just look forward to the next one, try your best, and then in the meetings you go over everything and can correct your mistakes.
Bernhard, how do you describe the vibe that Tony Sprondo Jr. has kind of created in the O-line room?
Positive, and it's just we're having fun out there. I mean, obviously he is strict during meetings, but by the time we hit the field, he just wants us to fly around, have fun with the game that we love to play, and that's just an awesome feeling because we know that out here we're just gonna give it our all, and then in meetings he might yell at us, but I mean out here it's just all about having fun and building that chemistry with the guys.
It's kind of like finding that line between being demanding but also like kind of fostering that like, hey, we're still out here, we gotta have fun.
Yeah, I mean it's the best job in the world. It's awesome to have fun out here, and then we can talk about the mistakes in the meetings and get better for the next day.
Did you personally, did you kind of need kind of a reset after last year and just sort of that positivity that Tony's kind of brought in over the last couple of months?
Yeah, I mean obviously last year was not anything we want to repeat. So kind of being able to step away for a couple of weeks in the off season and then coming back, working on yourself, physically as well as mentally. Was huge for me personally, and then also getting the guys back, spending a whole off season with them, building their chemistry, especially in the O-line room, was huge for us. So I think that really shows off on and off the field. Really, I mean, you're just having more fun overall.
Who have you leaned on, I guess, the most among that offensive line? Like, is there one guy you don't like? Have a question, I can go to him and ask and just get a real response.
I mean, that's the great part about playing here, which was like one of the most exciting things last year too. It's just we got so many guys in this room, like 3 All-Pros, and between Braden, Ryan, and Q, obviously, like they're so different types of players, and they have different background stories, and they have different ways of playing and approaching the game. But all of them are so helpful when it comes to leading the young and helping other players out with questions, or they point out things that might help you. So I think there's just a huge impact on all of us.
Now, Bernhard, let's go one more. You played a little bit. You played tight end, obviously, and you're still kind of new to the tackle position. But what has playing tight end in your past given you as an advantage as an offensive player?
I think for me, it's just it's all about like quick feet and just being athletic, which helps you in every position in football. But being able to kind of keep, a lot of the drills and stuff the same throughout my transition to offensive line has really helped me, stay athletic. And I think that really helps me on the football field now, playing tackle.
So Shane,
Thanks, Bernhard.
Thank you.
Congratulations.